Changes in eBay algorithm. The most important thing that we know by now. Does eBay wants us to sell our items quickly? Is it now? Sell it in 3 days or it's gone. Hello and welcome to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Polish Pete, eBay reseller based in UK. I buy cheap ladies clothing in bulk and I sell them individually on eBay for profit. I'm also an unpaid carer for an elderly and disabled person who lives abroad. Today, I would like to talk about search algorithm again. It's been what? A month or two since I started to talk about that changes in algorithm on my channel, and some things we can see clearer than a month or 2 months ago, and I've realized some other things kind of weeks before, but I was in UK, I had too much work with photographing to record my videos, so I want to catch up now. And finally, there were YouTubers doing stuff on their accounts which has shown me some things, provided some evidence for other things, and pointed me some more interesting things. So let's talk about all that now. But before we start, if you are interested in this kind of content, please consider subscribing to the channel. Also, if you will find this video useful, please click that like button anytime during watching. I don't ask you to pay me anything, join my Patreon group, or something else, buy me a coffee or use my affiliate links. I just ask you to give me a thumb up, which will prompt YouTube algorithm to push this video to more people. Okay, I will put a link to in the description, if I won't forget, to the channel of Kevin. I believe that's his name. He's got tiny little channel, but he's really worth to watch. Up until 2 days ago, I didn't know him. I never contacted him. I never talked to him. I never watched his videos. But he basically came to the same or very similar conclusions that I did, which means that there is something in it, because two people independently see the things the same way. One more thing, everything that I talk about in this video, I basically know for sure. What does that mean? I either have an evidence or very strong suspicion, or it's a common sense, or eBay has actually said that loud and clear. Can I be wrong? Yes. I'm only a human. Am I wrong? I don't think so. I think I understand that quite clearly, but still, like I've said, I'm only a human. Will I give you magical solution to your eBay problems? No. Will you understand better what is going on? Yes. So I wanted to do a series of videos where I would show you some evidence and examples before I make this one. But this stuff is so important that I've decided to do things the other way around. I will do this video first, and then I will give you evidence, explanation, and examples in future videos over the next 2 months. So okay, let's start, as I'm talking for like 2 minutes now, and I haven't said anything yet. Guys, platform has changed. We all know that. They are not going back. If you will keep complaining on eBay instead of changing your business and adapt to the changes on the platform, then you will have no business next year. Adapt or die. Yeah, these changes are here to stay. Promoted listings are here to stay. AI is here to stay. Full stop, no arguments, no discussions. Yeah, that's it. Adapt or pack your things and go. It amuses me that still there are people who say, I've done this for 10, 15, 20 years and it has worked, so I will carry on doing the same thing. If you've been doing this for last 10 years and you haven't noticed the change on the platform, then I don't know how have you survived last 10 years. Okay guys, numero uno, the basics. Why eBay is here. eBay is here for the money. If they had an awesome selling platform, an awesome, fantastic marketplace, but they were losing money, they would pack their things and go to do something else. And trust me, there is a person in eBay or even team of people in eBay whose only job is to come up with ways to charge us over and over and over again for the same shit. Let's face it, you sell something on eBay and they charge you shop subscription fee, flat final value fee, variable final value fee, promoted listings fee if you use it, listing upgrades fee if you use it, international sale fee if that was international sale, and they have cut on postage because they charge you final value fee on postage, and I bet they have a cut from the courier if you buy your label on eBay. 8 different fees to charge you or somebody else for the same transaction. Trust me, if they could find a way to charge buyers some more fees for the same transaction on top of what they charge us and the courier, they would charge sellers as well. Yeah. In fact, I can bet that they were thinking about it like at least 15 years ago, and they are still thinking about it, how to charge the buyers now. Number 2, excuse me, the most important thing in my opinion. Guys, if you don't want to watch entire video, at least watch this. This is the most important conclusion that I came up with. This is my most important observation. I'm going to develop this train of thought later in the video and in my future videos as well. But for now, please understand that eBay wants to speed up things now. They want you to find the item, list it, and sell it quickly. The phrase, you list the item, we will find the buyer for it, does not apply anymore. Such as the phrase, list and forget. If you want to list an item that doesn't sell fast, you will have to bend over backwards to find a buyer for it. You, not eBay. eBay doesn't want to do any heavy lifting anymore. Why? Because the platform is flooded with items for sale and eBay is losing members slowly but steady. This creates a situation where there is more and more and more and more and more items for sale, and there is less and less and less and less members of eBay who can buy them. Supply is growing steeply and demand is going down slowly but steady. If you can't see that, then really I've got nothing to talk about. During lockdowns, people were buying like there was no tomorrow, and sellers were listing everything and anything that they were able to put their hands on. After pandemic, when the cost of living crisis came, people have stopped to buy stuff, but sellers carry on listing shit up like there is no tomorrow. We sellers carry on listing stuff, even more, but sellers are not buying anymore like they used to. So let's look at that in details. Since that change in algorithm that has happened recently, May, whatever, April, whatever, something that I personally call the life expectancy of our listings have been cut dramatically. I mean, it's a matter of days now, if not hours in some cases, before your listing goes down the drain of eBay search results. And eBay stops to push it, eBay stops to try to sell it. Mostly it's done due to those pre-searches that have been introduced. If you don't know what the pre-search is, you have to go back and watch my older videos when I explain that in detail. So, you've got an item, you list it. eBay scans your item, concentrating mostly on three things: previous searches done by buyers, previous customer behavior, what they have bought out of what they have been served, for example. And number three, it concentrates on your title, your description, and your item specifics. Yeah, that's not all, but these are three most important things that happen. Yeah, in fact, judging by the Chevron discovery done by James from My Boring Reseller Live, algorithm may be focusing mostly on one item specific, discarding the title, description, and everything else. That needs further investigation, but it looks like that. Yeah, each pre-search done by eBay can be concentrated around one different item specific. Yeah, which one we don't know, because it can be this one now, it can be the other one later, we don't know. Yeah, and then to answer a search query done by a buyer, algorithm chooses which pre-search is the most appropriate and then serves the results from that pre-search. This is basically what eBay white paper said. If you don't know what white paper is, go back and watch my older videos. When this scan of your item and these pre-searches are done, as soon as you list your item, obviously there is some sort of a queue, because at 1 hour, at one time of the day, there is many people listing. On the other part of the day, in the night, there is less people listing. So eBay queues up those listings. And this queuing can be clearly seen when you list your item and you schedule it. So try to do this. Go list your item and schedule it for a later date. And then quickly go to your scheduled listings and click that listing. Most likely it will error out, as in my opinion, it's now in the queue to be scanned and pre-searches to be done. Obviously, first in the queue are listings that are listed immediately, not scheduled. Then those scheduled listings are in the back of the queue because eBay still have some time to perform that pre-searches, because those listings are not going live immediately. That's why you can see it clearly on those scheduled listings. Usually it's done within a couple of minutes. The longest that I have noticed was about 15 minutes. So the listing was erroring out for 15 minutes. Yeah. And I can't see another explanation for that erroring time. It must be connected or correlated with those pre-searches being done, at least in my opinion. Excuse me. So your listing is up, it's scanned, your item specifics are compared against previous searches and previous buyers' behavior to determine pre-search neighborhood. Yeah. Straight off the bat. Yeah. If your listing won't make a cut and it's not included in any pre-search neighborhood, is dead as dodo. That listing is dead as dodo. There is a very, very tiny little chance that it will be shown to the buyer. Maybe via promoted listing. Maybe. Yeah. So listing can be included in 1, 2, 3, 50, 100, 1,000 different pre-searches. We don't know. I strongly believe that the more details you give to the algorithm, the higher the chance that your listing is included in at least some pre-searches. In general. So your listing life expectancy has been cut at this point, and basically if your listing won't go to any pre-search, you've got a stillborn here. Yeah, your listing is dead before even it goes live. I know that's a drastic way of saying that's stillborn, but I can't figure out the better example. Next, even more important, one pre-search consists 200 items only, and we know that from the white paper. If we talk about some popular brand, popular size, popular color of jeans, for example, yeah, a chance for a stillborn is massive, as there are thousands of them on eBay and only 200 will make a cut. And if you are on position, let's say 170 in those 200 listings, chances are that not many buyers will dig that deep anyway. You've got now death in early infant stage, sticking to this horrible example what a monster I am. Now, every time somebody lists an item, this item is analyzed, new pre-searches are being done, existing ones are being redone, and if this new item goes into existing pre-search neighborhood, one of the current listings out of those 200 is being pushed out to make a space for the new listing coming in. Yeah, it may be your listing that was pushed out, and this happens literally every week, every day, every hour, every second in some cases. And again, if your listing is gone out of the pre-search, it's dead. If it was in one pre-search only, it's dead now. If it was in 50 pre-searches, yeah, you still have that 49. But if it was in one only, it's gone. Dead as dodo. I know it is already doom and gloom, but it's not over yet, guys. Every time that somebody ends and sells similar his item, pre-searches are being done and redone, and your listing may be gone. In fact, I've got very, very, very strong feeling that when somebody changes something in their listings or in their account, pre-searches are being redone. So if I change my handling time from 3 days to 1 day, I may push your listings out of the pre-search, because I will force eBay to redo, reindex, rerun, however you want to call it, all my listings, because I've just changed a major feature Yeah. And my listings will push out other listings out of those pre-searches. Same thing when I change returns from 30 days to 60 days, for example. If I change postage from paid to free, etc., etc., etc. And the other way around, when I change it for worse, my listings still can be redone, and my listings, in some cases, still can push out some other listings. Is that enough for you? Because there is more. Previous searches and previous customer behavior. Let's say that I've just sold George jeans, size 18, blue in color, skinny leg. Algorithm sees that I have just sold it and thinks, right, George, skinny leg, blue in color, jeans, size 18 from this guy are selling. So now eBay algorithm looks for similar items in my shop, and pre-searches are being redone because those items are better now in the eyes of algorithm, because I've just sold an item like that. So like for algorithm, there is a higher chance to sell this kind of item from my account, because there was some reason why customer has chosen me and my item. The proof is in the pudding, guys. Go and watch literally every single of my what sold videos. I give evidence of that in almost every single one. Not always I talk about it, but I almost always show it. Yeah, last example are joggers in my last what sold video. I had about dozen joggers listed in my shop. Some of them were freshly listed, some of them were 2 years old. I've sold one pair, then on the same day, literally few hours later, I sold second pair. Yeah, that was 2 weeks before, and then the last week, I've sold another one, and another one, and another one, and another one. And I ended up selling in 10 days. I've sold like 6 or 7 pairs of joggers out of 12 or 10 that I had. Coincidence? I don't think so. And unless half of the UK's population were buying joggers for whatever reason. But I don't think this has happened. Yeah? I will make separate video about it where I will try to explain that in details. So when my items are going up in the eyes of algorithm, then I'm pushing other items down. Maybe your items, yeah? Or in ultimate case, I'm pushing them out of that pre-search. Again, return, delivery defect, out of stock defect, negative feedback, all things like that make your listings going down in the eyes of algorithm. So they may be pushed down in that pre-search, or in ultimate case, push out of the pre-search. Yeah, at least in theory, those pre-searches can be redone even if you get negative feedback. Yeah, I don't know for sure, but it's a common sense. It looks logical. Yeah, and finally, if you were lucky enough that your listing has survived all that stuff, it dies naturally after 90 days. Confirmed and stated loud and clear by eBay itself, available on available on YouTube for everyone to see. Yeah. So what is the conclusion? The conclusion is, in my opinion, that your listing life expectancy has been dramatically shortened. eBay wants you to list your item and sell it quickly. If it's not sold within few days, probability of eBay continuing to push this item goes down dramatically. Just look at people who were listing 100, 200 items a day. Are they selling more than they were selling last year? All I can see on YouTube is that their sales have halved. Back in the day, when I have listed 50 items in one day, I was riding the wave for 2 weeks, getting sales out of that 50 every single day for 2 weeks. Now, it's literally 3-4 days, nosedive, flat, wave is flat. Yeah? Look at Hayfro Sales eBay Reset. It has to be done every 3-4 days, otherwise it goes flat. Back in the days, I was ending and selling similar my items every 3 months, 90 days, 1% of my shop every day I was ending it and selling similar. 1% of my shop. And I was riding the wave for 11 months straight without listing a single new item. I was only doing that and sell similar 1% of my shop every day. And during that time, I have sold more items than I have sold in last 12 months. And now I end and sell similar 15% of my shop on one day, and I get handful of sales out of that for 2-3 maximum 3 days, and it's gone. 15% of my shop, not 1%, 15%. I was getting better results with 1% back in the days. Look at James from my boring resellers life. He switches off promoted listings, gets some sales within few hours, and then it's gone. Then he turns back his promoted listings, get few sales for few hours, and it's gone. Everything fizzles out super quickly. Whatever you will do, whatever is the change that you apply, everything is gone after days, if not hours. I have changed my dispatch from 3 days to 1. I had 2 good days of sales. Third one was so-so, and then it dried out. eBay has said that pre-searches are being done constantly. How many of them in a day, in an hour, in a minute, in a second, I don't know. All I can see is that everything, every change you make fizzles out super quickly. Now let's concentrate for a while on long tail items. According to what I have just said, these items should be selling decently, as there is not many of them on eBay. Excuse me, they are not listed very often, so in theory, they should stay in a pre-search for a long period of time. In theory, true. But based on what eBay has said, pre-searches are being done based on previous customer behaviors and previous searches done by customers. So, if this item is not searched for very often, if this item is not selling very often, hence the name long tail item, then there is not many pre-searches being done that can contain this item, basically, if that makes sense. Also, we don't know for how long that pre-search is valid. Yeah? What is the time limit? So pre-search is being done, but it hasn't been used. Nobody was looking for that item. Nobody was searching for that item. That pre-search has not been used for some period of time. I don't know, a day, 2 days, 5 days, a week, I don't know. And then because it's not being used, it gets deleted to save server space. I bet it's being done like that, but I don't know the time frame. The only question is, what is the time frame? how long that pre-search is valid for. Yeah, because if they were not deleting them, they would have millions and billions of them in very quickly. Yeah, that could explain why those long tail items are not selling. Yeah, there is also another explanation. It may be because AI learning process. So on long tail items, there is not enough data for the algorithm to learn, because how AI is learning. AI is learning this way. Somebody puts a search query, algorithm serves results, and buyers buys one item, and then AI analyzes why this item has been bought out of the results that have been shown to the buyer, if that makes sense, and tries to draw conclusions what kind of search results to serve next time. And if there is not enough data, not enough transactions, then AI is learning slowly. And this may be also the case of why long tail items are not selling. So what can we do? To be fair, I don't really know. If I knew it, I would be killing it with my sales now. I am struggling severely like everybody else, like most of us. But before we know what to do, we need to know what has happened and what is the situation that we find ourselves in. And this is it. The lifespan of our listings has been shortened drastically, especially when we talk about long tail items and items that we may have a problem to sell quickly. We can go different ways. Every one of us runs their business differently. For example, I've got a competitor. They sell exactly the same type of items that I do, but they have 750,000 listings on. They are killing it by sheer volume. There is no way with that amount of items that they won't sell something. Yeah. On the other hand, when I was redoing my listings, when ending and selling similar, putting time and effort to redo my item specifics, my titles, my descriptions, and all that stuff. Watch my older videos if you don't know what I mean. I was getting decent results. Certainly better results that I was getting over last month when I was in UK photographing, and I was only blindly ending and selling similar without applying any changes. That was extremely well visible on my second shop, guys, when I haven't added any new item for a long period of time. Sales during last month went to the dogs, like 50% down month on month. Sell-through ratio went down from 1.3, 1.4 down to 0.8, 0.9. And sales at the moment are sporadic. Yeah. But when I was redoing my listings, changing those item specifics, changing those titles, changing that everything else, sales were going up month on month. Month on month, I was on like 30-40% up. I hope that with more videos that I will publish soon, you will be able to find out your own way to increase your sales and combat this flipping manure that eBay has thrown on us. But you have to be a bit patient because I may not have that much time to record them. Okay guys, like I've said, I plan to do series of videos to explain all that in details, with some evidence, with proof, and with examples. But like I've said, you have to be patient. Watch this space, consider subscribing if you haven't done so yet, because you don't want to miss those videos. For now, I thank you very, very, very much for watching. I hope you found this video interesting. If you have, please don't forget to click that like button. If you wish to support channel further, consider subscribing. And I would like to thank you very, very much to all those people who have wished me safe travel. Everything was fine, everything was good, everything was spot on. We had no problems during our travel to Poland. Have a great week, have a great sales. I'll see you next time. God bless you all and bye bye.